in response to Shakira Play's comment on YouTube about our Leopard Print Song sounding like prom dress. We wrote our song 23 years ago, in 2003. Originally, we titled it Cat Out of the Bag for its demo recording at Fairview Studios in Hull, and that was in March of 2004, whereby it cost a little over £200 to record 3 songs in that one afternoon.
Out of the bag you let the cat.
I'm busking this song on the seaside promenade in Bridlington, Yorkshire, in May of 2004. Busking isn't for the faint-hearted, it's grist to the mill. And here's our video diaries from that Buskers Festival in 2004, if you fancy a little bit of nostalgia.
Hello, I'm Ida and I live here at the seaside in Bridlington, which is on the East Yorkshire coast. In just over a week's time, I'll be taking part in the Buskers Festival, which is connected to the Bridlington Arts Festival, and this is my video diary. Right, well this is one of Bridlington's local newspapers, and I've just been reading it because it talks about the Buskers Festival, and it talks about how some of the competitors are coming from abroad to take part at the Bridlington event. Some are coming as far away as Australia, New Zealand, Croatia and even Canada. It also goes on to talk about the judges, how they're going to pick the best 10 acts out of the 19, and those that are chosen are going to go forward to take part in the Bridlington Spa Royal Hall. I must admit I'd love to be one of the 10 selected because it sounds rather exciting, but at the same time I'm aware that some of the buskers are here on a return visit, and a few of them are even professional buskers, whereas for me it's my first time. I think the best thing for me to do is really not to dwell too much on the other competitors and instead just concentrate on working towards my own agenda to busking. But it sounds as if the competition's going to be rather stiff really. When I go on the streets busking, I'll be performing my own songs through voice and guitar. I started to songwrite round about the time that I left school because it seemed to be a natural progression from listening to a lot of Britpop and indie music that was on the radio at the time. I'm self-taught, so therefore I learnt the music by ear. I would say that when I look back, my main influence to picking up and learning the guitar would be Noel Gallagher from Oasis. I liked the fact that he wrote the songs on his own without collaborating with other people, and in some ways I could identify with this and still be able to find my own style. My other influences were also Pulp and Blur, mainly for the fact that their lyrics were quirky, slightly unpredictable and imaginative. When I'm songwriting, I tend to just sit down and strum a few chords until a chord sequence jumps out at me, and then from that I base the lyrics around it, because the lyrics for me always come second. A great advantage I feel for learning to play the guitar is the fact that it's portable. You can put it on your shoulder and take it anywhere because it's not like a piano, and that was a reason why I chose the guitar.
On screen at the moment is my website, which is www.ida-music.com, which is accessible via the google.com. In the beginning it did seem a mammoth task, and I finished it in March of 2004, but it was 2 months in the making. My mum wrote all the texts and also the pictures. However, I designed the website and we were both very pleased with the end result. It's turned out well. These last few days I've been concentrating on the Bridlington Buskers Festival, and I made myself a poster on the computer, and this is going to go inside my guitar case so that people that are passing me by when I'm busking will know what I'm actually there for. And I've also made myself a little badge, and this will go onto my guitar strap.
I've managed to persuade a local newsagent shop to lend me a milk crate, so when I'm out on the streets busking, I've got something to stand my amplifier on. I've learnt an awful lot from my first day of busking. I've learnt how to change my songs, not to stick so rigidly to them, because when people come up and give you the change, I like to show that I acknowledge them. So I had to change my song slightly by strumming a little bit longer and not going to the next verse quite as soon. So I feel like this busking has benefited me in my performance, in learning to adapt to different audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, make her feel at home. She's from Brady. She's contestant number 9, the talent of Ida, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, today is the 1st of June 2004, the day after I finished the busking event. Last night I was among one of the 10 finalists to get through to perform at the Spa Royal Hall, and it was absolutely fabulous. I came joint 5th and won a £100 checkie, and here it is. Not too bad, so it's rather encouraging. And I've just been counting up all the tips that I've made over the 2 days busking, and altogether it adds up to £48.23. So Scarborough, if you've got a busking festival coming up, I'm probably going to head your way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.